Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be going through my AFLW fantasy team reveal for round 3, going through all of the thoughts around the trades, how I'm going to sort of think about the next couple of weeks, but also prioritizing cash generation over getting those premiums in who've scored well for a couple of weeks, because I think in the end, getting the cash generators in that are in awfully similar roles for like 300k less is much more beneficial than getting in a player that might score 10, 20 points more, but is priced a further 30 points ahead, 40 points ahead than that player, because you're just burning potentially 30k per week, and 30k per week for 60k per week for like 3 weeks is huge numbers and huge differential. So I think that's what I'm sort of looking at there and what I'm really trying to focus on for my trades. But anyway, let's get into it. So the first trades, I'm going to show a couple of options and you'll understand them both. But the first trade here is the likes of the first set of trades. It is the same across the board for the first two. It is Gardner and also Stone coming in. Stone's role is just huge, and she does have a really good matchup against the Western Bulldogs, where I think she could do really well. And I think that midfield is just going to open up for her. If we look at DFS and grab up her stats from it as well, I think that she's a one that could really do well. The roles there for her as well. If we grab up here and grab up player summary and then go to Stone as well and look at this one for you guys here. So you can see 58% CBAs, but in the last game, she had 78% CBAs for a 69, 75% TOG. Now you're probably wondering, if you look at the VFLW, why is there such intrigue here? I can tell you that she played as a forward in these games from memory, and or at least from what I've seen. And then when she was a Coates League, when she was a rookie, I guess under 18s, she was playing as a midfielder. And I'm just going to bring up her sort of her, I guess, draft stocks. Breakout season 2023, after a promising bottom major, fully utility that could become a fully fledged midfielder while still playing off halfback and inside 50, overcoming concussion returns, etc., to be Vic Metro player of the year and All Australian honours. Now, she played VFLW and averaged 10 touches, whatever. Played Hawthorn in 2024. The AFLW averaged 6 touches. Now, if we look at her under 18 national champs, 2 games, 20.5 touches, and I'll bring it over here. 20.5 touches, 3.5 marks, 3.5 tackles. If we look at the Eastern Rangers 2023, 20.5 touches, 2.5 marks, 6.2 tackles as a midfielder in 11 games. Now, you can see that stat suddenly just jumps up massively, and in under 17s she didn't do anything. So I think that this is our best case scenario potentially that she does, and I don't think she's obviously going to go 20 touches, which would be 33, another 18 or so that's 51, 75, and then 2.5 marks is another 7.5, so that's 8.2. That's about 85 that she averaged there, I believe, give or take. 85, maybe 86. So I don't think she's going to do that at AFLW level. But I think she could average 65, which is all that you really need for a couple of weeks. I believe her break even is around about 10. I'm just wanting to double check that as well. But I'm pretty sure her break even is around 10. So I think that she'll do really well. I could be wrong about her 10 break even, but I'm pretty sure it's awfully low. I'm not 100% sure on her break even, but yeah, it would have to be really low, given that she's got the 69 in her system after that second game. So I think also she's got the Western Bulldogs. I don't know who they play after that necessarily. If we just go to the Hawthorn Hawks and look at their sort of schedule here, if we go and look at Hawthorn, you'll see that they've got Western Bulldogs, then St Kilda, and then Adelaide Collingwood. Look, you may only need her for 2 rounds and then you can move her on potentially and upgrade her. But if she goes 2-3 weeks of scoring well, she could easily gain a bucket load of cash and suddenly be very viable for well, just being an F5 type of material, if it continues on, given that that role change has occurred where she's going to get that midfield time, as we saw from one game to another. She's probably gone up from fourth banana to third banana in the midfield because of an injury to, who was it again? I will double check this. If we go to Hawthorn here, you'll see Fleming out, and then I believe also they had some other injuries, but yeah, mostly Fleming out has caused that as well. So that's done really, really well for her CBAs, as she's basically taken the half of what the Fleming role was. And yeah, she's basically taken on that spare minutes, which is good. And that's allowed her to score really well because she's a strong tackler. And we know we don't really want those really slow tacklers, but we want those sort of zippy, smaller type of players. And I believe that is basically what the likes of Stone is compared to others. Looking at you, Charlie Rowbottom. But yeah, that's why I think that the likes of Stone will do really well. And I think that she could, even if she pops out a big game, that could be a difference maker. Now, in terms of the last trade, I could have easily done something or other like like trading a Wrench to the likes of a Boyd. I could have done that. I could have done a Scholes to a McGrath. Like if I just show this to a McGrath here and just plop her in, I won't exactly finalize the trades, but that's what I could have done because that gets me under the budget, etc. That gets me where I need to go. I wish that the gap was so much smaller between Gardner and Rowbottom, given that Gardner was 60k cheaper than Rowbottom and now is about 270k more expensive. Annoying. But yeah, that's sort of what I'm looking at there. Was a potential option, but I think the better option actually at the moment is to get and take a sighter on Harris, given the run of games that the run of games that Melbourne has. Yes, she could absolutely collapse, but sometimes you have to take a sort of pod-ish approach, and there's massive cash gen for her after a big game. I believe her break even is rather small. I don't know what exactly it is. I will see if I can find it for you guys. But yeah, I believe that her break even is rather smallish this week, which 29 break even. So yeah, that is a pretty low break even. If she has a big game against Collingwood, who have really struggled this year, if she has a big game and another 90, 100 score, potentially, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if she was to do that, then she would potentially go up somewhere close to 200k, and that 200k of cash gen, you've just made it from a basically a mid-pricer to a premium top of the line girl in one round. So yeah, that's why I'm looking at it, and I'm just going to quickly check the Collingwood games and who they've sort of conceded scores to against the likes of Carlton. They conceded goals to basically no one because that was a shocking game. But Bohanna scored a 59 in it, which sort of shows that they can kick goals. And then against GWS, I believe Tiny Evans kicked 3 and had a 79 pointer. And I have to say this, I think that the likes of Harris is slightly better than Tiny Evans. So I think that could be a real avenue for a key position player to score really well, because I think that the likes of Melbourne will just be able to get the ball to Harris a little bit more. So it is a slight risk, and I will be playing Harris on field over the other forwards. But if I can get this right, I feel like if Scholes can bounce back and score really well this week, and then next week, I can look at potentially bringing on, getting that upgrade in the defender line that I need, or potentially in the midfield, potentially, but I don't think so. But it might be the week to upgrade defenders next week. As we know, week 5 is probably going to be the likes of the rucks. So I think that's when I'll probably move on Scholes, someone else, and maybe Scholes centre at that time, and someone else to the likes of Strom, who hopefully, I'm still hoping, she's 1.3 at the moment. I'm hoping Strom gets low. If she has 2 bad weeks, we know that North should be playing their better rucks. So hopefully she has a couple of poor weeks, and poor weeks I mean by 80s. Because then if that does happen, then it's more likely that she dropped 103k on the week for an 89. If she does that 2 more times, which is very, very possible, especially when her break even is going to be even higher this week, then it's very likely that she could be at 1.1 or 1 million at round 5, and that'll be the getting on point, because I don't see her doing too well against the likes of Ali Moffat, but we'll see about that in a couple of weeks' time. But anyway, the captaincy, I think it's obvious for me at the moment. GWS Marinoff scores really well against, and I think that they're giving up rather big scores from memory. It gave up 98 to Bonucci, who isn't the greatest scorer. And then if we go to round 1, they played the likes of Essendon, and they gave up, I'm pretty sure, a decent enough score here. They gave up 107 to Nanscorn, who I think averaged like 80 last year or so. So yeah, I think that is the option there to go down, is just the Marinoff C, put it on someone, put the VC on someone. I don't have any loop there, so yeah, I think that's the avenue that I'll go down, and that's the team for round 3. If you guys did enjoy it, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and I will see you guys later. Bye guys.